All, and welcome to the program this wonderful Monday. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with suspenders set to maximum stun, and more importantly with my coffee. Oh, that helps out. It's an early one for me today, ladies and gentlemen. It's an early Monday morning. I had a great day yesterday, but man, it was an eventful day. I celebrated pretty much the birthdays of all my family members yesterday. My wife and my two children have birthdays all within a short period of time. And so we decided to throw one big party to celebrate everyone, and that was yesterday. So I'm recovering. My brother came over. We tried to do it responsibly. We had only a few children come over from the neighborhood that we knew really well, and we were friends with their families. And then my brother came over, and that was really about it. So we had a very small gathering, but man, when you do a quarantine party, you go all out. We had streamers. Because we felt bad that we couldn't invite like all of their classmates and all of that. So we put streamers up and balloons, and we had like 3 different kinds of cake, and the kids had a great time. But the grown-ups are beat. Like the grown-ups are absolutely beat. Man, after the party last night, I chatted with my brother over a cigar for like an hour. Then he went home. I sat down on the couch with my wife, and we just sat there. My wife eventually started playing Overwatch, and I watched her do that for a bit before turning in. But man, it was just too many kids. So yeah, happy Monday morning. I'm glad to be with you all, but man, I need my coffee. Oh. Thank you for the tip, Douglas Delegard, who says, hello, Oxhorn, and good to see you all. Good to see you too, my friend. It's so great to see all of the members and regulars in the chat today. We've got Deuteronomus, Amy Hudson, Weird Beard, and the mods. Good to see the mods here. Jay-Z with the Gold Derby, 200 Angel, Makil Cosmosis, Saija, and I'm so sorry. Flower Power, Vonderberg, and Melina Richards, Josh, Bunton, Kev, S, Jiggles84, Deuteronomus, I think I said that already, Nutcracker, Grady, Elaine Berry, Wayne Azing, Tony J, Alt Grendel, Quintius. So good to see each and every one of you today. Vladimir, good to see you, Vladimir. Well, we're on day 5 of Vampyr, and I believe where we left off with our hero, for lack of a better word, he is a hero because he didn't choose to have what happened to him happen to him, and he's still trying to heal people while not drinking blood. So he's a hero. Anyway, Sean, the volunteer religious guy, went missing, and it is rumored that he has gone skull. So we need to go track him down. And then also from a character building perspective, I think I'm getting close to wanting to respec my points. I know that since I'm not actually drinking the blood of other people, because I'm trying to play like a vampire who isn't a vampire, I guess, my character's going to be weaker. So knowing that, I want to focus on like 1 or 2 things. And I know that in the past I spent a lot of points on things like Blood Spear, which I'm not really using that much anymore. So what I want to do is let's go try and find Sean. I'm gonna try and use some of these skills and abilities that I haven't really used that much up until now, just to make sure that I really don't want to use them. Then, once we find Sean, we'll go back to Pembroke and respec our character. And then I think I want to move away from the Blood Rage, which is the big melee ultimate, towards, I think, the Shadow one. I remember you guys were recommending to use, that I use the Shadow one. That's what I think I'm going to do. So that's the plan for now. Spangles Elf says, "Oh, I so wish I could have Oxhorn say hi to me." Hi to you, Spangles Elf. It's because of Oxhorn that I play Fallout 4 and I'm wanting to play New Vegas. My friend, I'm so glad you're playing the wonderful Fallout games, and I'm grateful that you're on the program with me today. You're a vegan, lol, says TNT Ghost. I guess I am. My character is like the vegan form of vampire. He won't eat flesh. He's a vegan vampire. Okay. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday. Just went bear hunting with Hosea a little while ago. Well, my friend, you are, as you know, you are in for just one of the best gaming experiences just ever. Not even of 2018, but just ever. Jessica says, I can't wait. I'm still stuck. I'm so excited. That is in reference to what I think she said on Twitter, where she was playing Vampyr and she got stuck at the part that I'm about to explore. Melina says, Oxhorn, sounds like you had a vault party yesterday. It was very much like a vault party, only it wasn't everybody leaving the vault. It was everybody kind of stuck inside the vault in the midst of a quarantine. Milo says, good afternoon, Ox and all. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing very well, my friend. Okay, let's take a look at our character here. I love Shadow Mist, and I have to use autophagy. I want to try something new. Now, this... Why is this? That's not Shadow Mist. It's saying all three of these are Shadow Mist. There. Now, I've got this blood spear. Throw a spear made of blood which can pass through enemies. I want to put that there. And then I want to try the jumping one. So those are two abilities that I haven't been using. And I want to make sure that I don't like them before I decide to spec out of them. So let's use them while we go hunt for Sean, and then we'll respec our character when we get back. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, I was inspired by your streams to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm glad. I mean, if I can introduce as many people as possible to that game, I mean, you don't need me for that. The game had an excellent marketing campaign on its own. But it's just such a good game. I'm delighted to find other people that are as delighted by the game as I am. Holy cow. I'm just guzzling my coffee. Free Spirit says, how do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Thank you, Free Spirit. Okay, find Sean Hampton in the East End docks. Now, also, we've got a side quest with, oh yeah, let's take a look at our guys here. Everyone's looking good except for this guy, Mason Swansborough. But we can't treat his migraine yet because we haven't gotten far enough in the story for him to allow us into his house. Actually, we need a higher level of mesmerize. And to do that, we've got to go find Sean. Another reason why I want to wait on respecking. Now, he's got fatigue, and Sean is the pillar of this community. So I bungled this. I bungled this. I needed to have made a decision that would have allowed this pillar of the community to continue to exist. But I didn't. She's dead. Now, we still have This guy, Swansea, is the pillar of this community. I think he'll be good for quite some time. But Sean, the guy we're going after right now, is the pillar of this community, the docks. So we need to make some very difficult decisions, and we need to make sure that he survives. Josh Hale says, "Hey, Ox, good to see you. Can you play The Witcher 3 for Scotch and Smoke Rings?" I don't know if The Witcher, I don't know if like a big deep dive storyline game is appropriate for Scotch and Smoke Rings. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like Scotch and Smoke Rings, it's later in the day, you know, the sun has set. It feels like a more atmospheric game or a horror game where you're sort of like in there to solve the puzzles and to evade the monsters. Plus, we get at least 1 hour less to play games during Scotch and Smoke Rings. So I want to save like a storyline game for Fridays and Mondays. Now, we completed all the quests here except for his. Reach the pharmacy. Let's track that. We haven't gotten his quest yet. Oh, we have. Find someone who can read the Braille alphabet. Oh, is this the guy who can read the Braille? We've only found one of the 4 Braille pieces, though. No investigations. So let's track this while we're out on it. And, oh, there's new dialogue available with Lady Ashbury. I didn't realize that. Now, this is great. This is going to send us to the docks. So on our way south towards the quest destination, to find Sean, we can swing by the pharmacy, get the goods we need. And before we do that, let's go find Lady Ashbury.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Douglas Delegard says, "I too would love to see you play Witcher at some time." Well, so many people have been asking for it that it may be something that I'll do soon. All right, Lady Ashbury.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
Really? These are our 3 options? I'm partially responsible. Everything dies. Can we share this meal? I guess I'm partially responsible.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Have you embraced this woman? Like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life. Unless they ask.
Oh, so it's only the people at the hospital who ask to be killed that she feasts upon. Interesting. That's an interesting way to solve the dilemma. She wants to save human life. She also needs blood. So she only preys upon those who want to die.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
That didn't sound like a yes answer. He asked, is there enough vitality in the blood of the sick? She says yes. And then she goes on to say that she's hungry all the time and she's starving. Okay.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
I mean, we already know that this guy can satisfy his thirst by eating rats. Drinking the blood of rats. I mean, you'd think, if these vampires are that hungry and thirsty, just get rid of the rat problem. There are plenty of rats in London. Plagues, epidemic, gone because of vampires. They could be heralded as heroes of London by just getting rid of the rats. That's what my character is going to do. He's going to be the rat exterminator. Milo says, what kind of prize do you give to someone who hasn't moved a muscle in a year? A trophy. Atrophy? Oh, you clever. Spangles Elf says, appreciate everything you do. Happy fangirl here. Thank you, Spangles Elf. So good to have you on the program today. I'll keep making videos
Thank you,
as long
my
as
lady.
you keep watching.
I hope to see you again soon.
Did you hear chanting, or was that just me? Could have sworn I heard chanting for a minute there. Okay, both of our quests take us this way. What's the best way to get down there? No, I don't. This map just infuriates me. So, south. Now, if I go down there, that's going to force me up through there. And that's a dead end. So I need to go around the corner and then down through here, the way I came at the beginning of the game.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
The Dark Seraph, with his best Seinfeld impression, says, how come we park on parkways and drive on driveways? Oh no, I got that wrong. How come we park in driveways and drive in parkways?
It seems the Freewen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Why are apartments so close together? Apart?
Not a safe place. Right now, sir.
No rest for the
Whoops.
I shall fear.
There we go. Ooh, I didn't even mean to do that. Alright, so, this leads to the hideout. I could level up here, but I kind of want to wait until I, play more. So let's go back down and then cross this bridge. Nuno Sousa says, does this mean we entered the dad joke part of the stream? We aren't even 30 minutes in. Oh, I think that's what it does mean. Okay, Blood Spear. I don't know. Like, what's the point of Blood Spear besides just doing damage? Is there something special about it, or does it just do damage? Shadow, Blood Spear. You throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. So the only cool thing about it is that it can get more than one target because it passes through people. As opposed to my Blood Barrier and Claws. So this is more long range, and this is more melee. What exactly is the range of Blood Spear? Okay. Cool. That's pretty cool. Vince said Malia says, what's a vampire's favorite ice cream? Vanilla. Vanilla. Oh boy, I'm so glad you guys are doing this right now. Okay, that goes up towards Whitechapel. So let's continue south. But let's explore this whole loop, see if we can get some good loot. So that's the safe house that'll pass through, but we can always go around. Let's go around.
See them fancy clothes?
Who said that?
Oh, that's sort of smart.
Wow, man, that guy with the shotgun was pretty rough. I didn't even see him there. He came out of nowhere. I was targeting one guy. Josh Bunton says, credit to Sue Rath for this one. What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing, it just waved. And then Wolf Dragon Tamer, what do you call a stampede of vampires? A vampede. Oh, this actually sent... Oh, this sent me back to the hospital. All right, so back we go. Seiya is pronounced like Seiya. Hatuala, I guess, Hautala is close enough, but you can just ignore it. No need to struggle with it. Also, vampires are just cannibals on a juice diet. Now that makes sense.
Die, vermin! Go on, back to the shadows! Have faith, brothers!
didn't give me that much trouble earlier.
Looks like an arrest.
Okay, that was a little better. One step at a time. And don't die, or I'll have to do it all over again. Melinda Richard says, which country has the worst singers? Singapore. Thanks. Douglas Delargard, why are vampires so unpopular? They're a pain in the neck. Great. Spangles Up says, what do you call a vampire with a bad cold? Nosferatu. Man, they just... Oh, these are so good. Okay.
Fancy clothes. This one's a top. Die, baby! Snap it! Take a breath of this! It's on it! Murdering bastard! Oh, that's gonna smart!
Man, that gun was just peppering me. And they did really good. The melee guys kept me focused over here while he just peppered me the entire fight. Douglas says nothing but the best for you, Ox. Thanks, Douglas. Oh, just keep them coming. I'll read them. Keep them coming. I'll read them. Okay, I think I like Blood Spear, but man, it does take up a lot of blood. If I'm going to keep on using these blood abilities, I'm going to need to invest more points in my blood. All right, that goes across the bridge, right? Yeah. So I need to go south. A couple different pathways. How am I doing on ammunition? We've got 5 shots left. Melinda Richard says, did you know that milk is the fastest liquid on Earth? It's pasteurized before you even see it. It's painful. That one, ouch. It hurts my soul. What's this way? This goes down to the docks again. Alright, let's see what's down here first. Milo says, what do you call a dog magician? A labracadabrador? Oh, that's okay. This is where we're at, ladies. Abracadabrador. Oh, just... good. Okay. Give me that blood. All right, so this goes to underground. I think I've been there already. And I don't want to do that again. And then that goes under the bridge. So, I know where I'm at. This can go around. Let's refill that blood a bit if we can find another skull. I got it! Well, that didn't refill my blood like I had hoped. Of course, I didn't expect that guy to come from around the corner. Brett Bus says, this community's adeptness with dad jokes never ceases to amaze me. I'm amazed on a daily basis here. Well, on a streaming basis here. At the level of creativity that can go into these dad jokes. Is this a dead end? Your king and country needs you. It's a dead end. What? Oh, man. So the bridge I need to go to get to the docks is directly above me, but I can go up and continue this loop around back towards the safe house just to finish exploring this area. That way I know what's there. Then we'll go down to the docks, stop by the pharmacy, and head to the quest destination. What's that noise? Runs in circles says, what's Dracula's favorite fruit? Nectarines. Because of necks. Okay, upstairs. You know it's a good one when it hits you later. You say it, and you move on, and then you think about it, and you're like, oh, God. Three of them there. Oh, wrong way. need more rats. Milo says, all of this laughing has made me hungry. I'm going to go prepare those pig necks for dinner. Well, have a wonderful dinner there, Milos. Thank you for your contributions. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, today's episode has been sponsored by whoever said the first dad joke. I mean, it really has, considering you guys are using super chats to say your dad jokes. So sponsored pretty much. Shavon Talbot says, what did one eye say to the other? Between the two of us, something smells. Nice. Okay, now this one goes around to the safe house, and I want to explore that. However, the bridge is where we need to go for the quest. So let's explore the safe house just to see what's there. Quarantine pandemic bodies in a corner. Man. Is this a timely game or what? Douglas Delegard says, Doctor, they're saying in the waiting room you've become a vampire. Next, please. Yeah. We can do that. Okay.
Best turn around if I were you.
Shit, that leech is fast!
Out of ammunition. How am I going to keep stocked up on ammunition? And I'm starting to like my guns better now that I know that they can stun an enemy, allowing me to drink their blood. But keeping stocked up on ammo. There we go. More bullets.
It's an leech! Kill it! Minus 2! He's dead!
Right. And this brings us full circle. There's the safe house up there. And we've explored it all. All right. Now to go across the bridge. Oh, rats!
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Come on, little fuzzy fella.
I have this thirst for blood.
He's got to constantly explain to himself, I'm only doing it because I have this thirst. This thirst. Melina Richard says, what do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Milo says, money spent on an Oxhorn stream is money well spent. Thank you, Milos. You guys are so kind. Right. I thought I saw another one. Yeah, there it is.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
They're fully healed. One more rat.
I have this thirst for blood.
Bingo! Fully healed, full blood, full stamina. Alright. Is this a staircase? Oh. Can I get down there? No. Across the bridge we go. Harbor they lingered, Ironmonger. Okay, so here we've got two paths. Let's see, what should we focus on? I can't zoom in, can I? No. So, way over there is our destination. This is over here, up, and then over there. Yeah.
Watch yourselves!
That semi-automatic weapon is just brutal. They pick me off. I gotta focus on them somehow first. Take them out from range. Okay, so just to make sure, I need to go up there, I think. This. Is this blocked off to me? No, I can go that way. And I can go that way. That's the way I need to go for the quest, to get Sean. But, I think. But let's go up here. Welcome new member, Dirty McCormick. Thank you, Dirty. Replicator 5th says, nom nom nom, eat those rats, Dr. Reed. Oh, he's going to get to enjoy it after a while, I'm sure. Sam Frank has a birthday today and wanted you to know. Well, thanks, Wolf Dragon Tamer, and happy birthday, Sam Frank. Josh Hale says, hey, Alex, I'm really excited for the story of Fallout 76. When do you do this series? Will you start a new character? Yeah, I've actually already started a new character, and I've been shooting new footage for my series on the story of Fallout 76. And we're going to get into every detail. Don't worry. It's going to be expansive and extensive and everything. All right, somehow after that, I'm still full on up. What's this? Can you get in there? No? Ooh. Watery blood sample. Wow, lots of watery samples. Okay, now, I've still got 5 shots left. For some reason, I thought I had this switched up there, but I didn't. T is stamina, G is health, right? I need to start using my abilities more often, or my serums more often. What the heck? What was that? He had like a shadow ability, and he was immune to my ultimate. Nullified? Goodness gracious. What even was that? Somehow I survived. Don't know how. And there's nothing on his body. Nullified. That's the first time I've found a guy immune. Just completely immune to my abilities. Ooh, what's this? Oh, coughing. We've seen that one. Whew. Any rats? There's a blood spill over here. Dr. Strickland's list. Ordered by Dr. Thoreau Strickland, Pembroke Hospital. List of substances and ingredients. Lacrima paprivis, medical opium, sodium hypochlorite, and potassium permangranate. So this is the pharmacy.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Okay, so we can't actually loot the pharmacy. We just unlock dialogue with Strickland. Free Spirit says the moment you realize you get paid to tell dad jokes, definitely money well spent. There are worse things I could get paid to do. I'll be your dad joke comedian if that's what you want. Okay, well, Skull Boss dead. He was in two places at once, that guy. He had like a shadow ability. Now, that... let's see. This is sending me back? Oh, it's the other side. But you know what? This does a big loop. To fully to get a good idea of the docks, let's just explore the whole thing. Just to understand what's here, so that if we have to come back next time, we kind of know where we're at. I've got 2,800 points to spend. And I've got a better appreciation for Blood Spear now. I really do. The thing is, do I want Blood Spear as opposed to Claw? The nice thing about Claw is it really is a great melee ability. But then again, I've got my sword, but that consumes stamina. So I've got my sword that consumes stamina as a melee ability. Then I've got a Claw that consumes blood as a melee ability. And then I've got the Shadow Burst thing that consumes blood as a long-range ability. And a crowd control ability because it knocks them down and stuns them. And then I've got my gun that consumes stamina. Does it consume stamina? I don't know if it does. But that consumes bullets. Alright, don't want to hop across just yet. Let's finish exploring this side of the docks first. Blood Spear is great for when they're running at me, because then they're in a line and I can get through multiple. So I can use my shadow hand thing to get them from a distance. Then I can use Blood Spear when they start running at me, which whittles them down by the time they get to me, and I can use my Dragon Bane on them. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, what sucks but still popular? A vacuum. Of course. And then Dirty McCormick says, glad we may have swayed your opinion on playing The Witcher 3. It's the game of the 2010s and massive in scale. Honestly, you might want to play twice a week to get it done before Cyberpunk 2077. Cheers. Really? Is it really that big? Compared to Red Dead, how big would you say? Because Red Dead was the most expansive game I've ever played. It was just overwhelmingly huge. And I don't say that as a criticism. I say that it's just, I'm in awe of the game. So compared to that, is it big? Now this leads us to another gate, opening up to a different portion, which leads us right to our quest destination. So I could go down there, but let's go around here and see what's up here first. Milo says more and more enemies will become resistant to melee. I see. Oh, this leads me back to where I was, where I jumped down. So I came from there. Which means that these two gates connect. Now there is down there. Is that just more enemies to kill down there? Well, we might find something related to a quest. So that's where I need to go. Josh Bunton says, Ox, rough estimate, 30 or more episodes for it, for The Witcher 3. It's a big game. So that's my bad. I wasn't paying attention to the other guy who was coming at me. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't do my blood spear, and it was because I had used all my blood, and I didn't have enough blood. Alright, well, we cleared these guys out. I mean, everything's respawned now, but we can at least go back to where we were. Let's clear out those skulls. need to pay better attention to my stamina. I was trying to use abilities that I just didn't have the stamina for. And I should have backed away. Right. Just I'm getting all sorts of parts. Same mistake again. There we go. Now, what were these three guys hiding over here? Unknown. Couple of guys over there.
This is Braille.
Hey!
I need someone who can read this.
Is this my third piece? Lucky Babcack with the tip, thanks. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, why did the chicken cross the road to go to KFC to be eaten? A natural thing for a chicken to do. Josh Hale says, The Witcher 3, including the side quests and contracts, is about 70 to 100 hours, but you would enjoy every second of it. Well, thank you, my friend. Maybe that's what we'll do. Oh, 3.
Get away from me, you bastard! What are you people, huh? Come on! And I'll show you how a witch You won't get me here! Get out! What are you people, huh? Come on! And I will show you how a weapon does
Holy cow! He dropped me from almost full health all the way down because I didn't have enough stamina to get away, and I was stuck on that one stupid guy. This whole control locking system that they've got for combat is just infuriating. Replicator Fitz says you're doing way better at finding these Braille books than me. The guy you need to translate them is in a loft in Whitechapel. Yeah, I know the guy we need. And I'm all the way back here. Old prune and good manners. Save the old man by defeating the skulls. Alright, so I need to build up my blood.
What you sound? Eat this! Oh, Christ!
Okay. If I'm going to defeat these guys, I need to build up my blood to have full blood when I get there. I'm doing well. So just one more group to fight through. Down here. These guys again. I just can't get attacked. Their attacks just tear me up. Alright, well, I'm not at full blood, and I'm not at full health, but I'll try this again. Josh Hale says, wait, are you going to play The Witcher 3? Maybe. I'm also thinking of Deus Ex. Wolf Dragon Tabor says, vampires feeding on vampires can't be healthy for either of them. After all, wouldn't the blood in a vampire be considered dead? Yeah. Well, these... I don't know the difference for skulls. Okay. Any rats around here? No. So I've got a group of 3 of them at that gate. And I'm out of bullets. I've got 1 bullet left, but it's not really enough. Well, I mean, I could try.
Come on, and I will show you how a witch does business. Get away from me, you bastard! Crazy bastard!
Okay.
You won't get me here!
Well, that was easier that time. I don't know why. I just didn't let him touch me. Okay, who's this? Found a guy. You okay?
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Oh, that's it? Well, at least we saved him. How's he doing on... He's healthy. Okay. Where's he gonna go? The docks? Old prune and good manners. We saved a guy. Now, we're going in the wrong direction, I think. So this leads to a house. Yeah, let's explore the house, see what we can find, maybe another braille piece. Then we'll find Sean. Choo-choo. Uh-oh, I hear a skull. I hear ooh. Oh, this is all old blood. Bloody letter. Dear mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now that I'm about to take action, I can only quote Etienne de la Boitie. Beatty. They only seem tall because we are on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I tend to stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother, Jack. Oh, dear.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Catherine says you're starting to feel the penalty for not embracing people. Yeah. Douglas Delegard says, considering you're level 13, fighting higher levels, you're not doing so bad. Thanks, Douglas. And then Replicator 5th says, excited for another Deus Ex or a Witcher. Thanks, Replicator. We've got a lot to get through, and it's going to be fun. Now... this guy said he was coming here for his son. Did we just find his son, or was that someone else's boy?
Are you sure you'll be able to reach the docks alone?
Young man, I am perfectly capable of defending myself.
All right, must be someone else's boy. The mother we read about. So this is a fellow at the docks. We're going to be uncovering the docks sordid history. And this should lead us... No. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to go around... Oh, it looks like we can get to our quest destination from here, instead of going directly there. Let's do that. He pulled out his sword for a reason, I'm assuming. Right. So dead end. And a dead end. It leads to another gate. So 3 gates leading to the same side of town. I guess it doesn't matter which one we take. This one is clearly the longest path, but we're going to explore more of the docks this way. More Braille. Maybe we'll find more Braille notes. Hello. Wait, I feel like we've been here. Okay, so that just goes back up. Bloody necklace from Seymour to my beloved mother Stella.
From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. What is this doing here? Who are these people?
I bet you we'll find out once we get to the docks and find the people of the docks.
It's locked.
Oh, great. That means we're going to come back with the key. Have to fight through all this again. All right. Was there an upper portion of that building? Did I choose to go down? Well, let's check that out real quick. Went up. Yeah, there was. But I remember this. This is where I came from. This just goes to the other side of the docks. Southwark. So, not where I'm wanting to go. Oh!
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood.
Tasty! Tasty fiddles! Okay, so, that part explored. Now, that should lead... It leads to our quest destination. And to a safe house, one that we passed when we first started the game. And the first gate was there, the second gate was there. So if we go around here, maybe we can find more treasure, more notes, more quest stuff, and then we can come back around here to our quest destination. This way. Hello, good sir. Who are you? Oh. I was trying to walk right in.
They must be too busy to answer.
Oh, come on. I can't talk to him? Well, no wonder he wouldn't let me in. Hey, here's a lady. Or a guy.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Did you have a head injury as a child?
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Oh, so we have to choose between a gang, a local gang, or communists. Well, I guess I'm glad I saved the leader of the wet boot boys. Is that it? Here we go.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
It's tragic. We are all alone, or you should be careful. Sympathy, no sympathy. Midway between the two?
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
All right, Stella Fishburne, a good soul.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
The Turquoise Turtle. Anemia.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Okay, one down. We found out that he had anemia, and we've cured that. Now, before we go deeper, I feel like there might have been something over here that I missed. But this also means that we're short in anemia. Hey, who's this?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Tom at the local pub.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Well, we found the necklace. Let's find out more about what the corpses were doing there. Oh, and we got a hint. I gotta unlock a hint.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually,
Jeez.
that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Okay. Why the corpses? Have you no remorse? You deserve no pity, or I want to try to understand. And I do want to try to understand. Replicator 5th says, not actually communists. They are workers trying to unionize. Oh. I mean, yeah, that's a distinct difference. So why would he call them communists?
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
So, okay.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times. That's all.
Oh my gosh.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Stella's his mom. Stella also treated the orphan boy good. Stella's real son is a mass murderer who can't control himself. Do we execute a mass murderer who can't control himself and thereby deprive his mother of the only person taking care of her? Ouch! Tricky dilemma here.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
And we have to make this decision before we even met his mother. Gosh. I wish we could, like, push pause on these point of no return decisions until we've talked with the other members. But no, we can't back out now. Death is not an appropriate answer. I understand her dilemma. Death is an appropriate punishment. I mean, look, I don't want to kill him because I'm trying to get my character through this without killing anyone aside from his sister, obviously. But at the same time, he's a mass murderer. He's tried to stop. He can't stop. So death is an appropriate punishment.
Death is an appropriate punishment for your crimes, Seymour Fishburne. Cherish every day that you spend as a free man.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose, but she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Interesting. And that unlocked something with his mother. Cool. Josh says, hello, Ox, my friend. The storm calmed down enough so I could watch you guys. I'm glad you made it, John. Josh says, Ox, the Russian Revolution was more or less in full swing at this point in time, so I can see why they would be considered stinking communists. That's true. We have to take into consideration the period of time this game takes place in. All right, did we unlock anything else? No. Now we need to find his mom.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Wow. Maybe she's in here? No.
Every night, the darkness.
That just leads back to the bridge. Okay. So, let's go around here. That's Rufus. Mind if I do? Take the shillings. Douglas says the door you couldn't go in was his. Ah, thank you, Douglas. And then Wolf Dragon Tamer says, I just hope Seymour doesn't turn green and get bigger when he goes through his anger moments. Seymour angry. You don't want Seymour when he's angry. I could teleport over there. But let me finish. Yeah, that just takes me to the Western Docks. That's not where I need to go right now. Oh, wait. Did we check to see if Seymour had a disease?
It's locked.
Flesh and blood.
He's got a cold.
To every...
Let's cure him.
Good evening,
before
Mr.
we
Fishburne.
Yeah.
decide what to do with his,
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
Seems like he is remorseful for a serial killer.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
All right, 2 met, 2 sick, 2 cured. Okay, here we go. Thanks for the tip, Logan Oakley.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures.
Ichabod.
A vampire hunter.
Great name.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Douglas Delegard says try the door again. Okay, will do.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Healthy.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
Why not go then? No one feels safe here. I'm not afraid. Why not go then?
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
Replicator Fifth says, I love this guy. He doesn't know what he's looking for, but his intentions are good. What, the monster hunter guy? We'll talk with him in a minute.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Sean Hampton, pillar of the community.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Magic.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
All right, well, she's healthy, right? Yep. Thank you, Sabrina.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event?
Ichabod.
More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton.
Throgmorton?
Vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Oh, that's brilliant.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
He's healthy.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people.
What?
Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Oh my god. Really? This is what we're getting into now? Jeez.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I can see why you like this guy. He's a very chummy sort of fellow. Ryan says, "Hey Ox, love your work, and here's a joke for you. How can you wear a ship as a hat when it's capsized?" Capsized when it's capsized? I get it. No, I like it. Thank you, Ryan. Douglas Delegard says, Throgmorton, like the sea game you played. Yeah, the Sinking City. We got everything else, right? Oop, nope. Guard of Prewin.
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewin?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Now, let's inspect this body.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Right. Douglas said to go back and check that one door again, see if I can go in now. And that's a good idea. Let me do that. Which door was it? This one? That's the way I came in.
Every night a darkness, and every dawn another death.
I thought it was this one. Gather information about Sean Hampton's location.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Jason Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Fatigue. Ooh, look at him.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
So we need to find a place where a bomb went off and leave a flower?
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Didn't we?
Another time, perhaps. I'm not sure I want to hear another sad story. What do you do for a living, Mr.
So it goes to the same story? I guess it does.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Josh Bunton, I see your comment, and I've already taken care of it based on a comment that I read that was inappropriate for that level of privileges in the chat. I'm not entirely sure as to the situation that's going on, so I don't know the details, but based on the comment that I read, I did act accordingly. So I hope everyone's able to stay happy in the chat.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Jessica Sharp with a Tiffany sticker. Thank you, Jessica.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Anarchist?
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
You're welcome, Josh. Okay, he's suffering from fatigue. We'll get to that after we talk about Sean.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me, then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Okay, before we move on, did we unlock...
What do you do for a living, Mr.
Any other...
I'd love...
Is there...
Nope.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Okay, Douglas says, across the street from the boy... Okay. Oh, was that this one? Yeah. Can I go in now?
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Thank you, Douglas.
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
All right. We made it in.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
All right,
so
lady.
you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Oh, we know all about her son. But before we get to that, and before we loot the place, let's ask about her life.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Tell me about it.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Could that have something to do with why he has a fascination with death? So much so that he kills people?
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Wait a minute. Seymour told us that he didn't work, that the only thing he did is take care of his mum. But his mum is saying that he works at the docks. Maybe he's lying to his mum. Maybe he's telling his mom he has a job at the docks. And he gets his money from the people he robs and kills.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
That didn't seem to unlock anything. Oh!
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
Oh, what do we do here? Another point of no return. You're not responsible for your son's actions. You can't protect him forever, or this must stop. It's got to stop. He can't keep on killing people whenever he gets a killing itch. I wouldn't say she's responsible. She's tried to do good by him. She volunteers at the local shelter. She's trying to protect him. But that also comes from her own need to have her son, whom she loves. It's got to stop.
The situation will only get worse. Someone has to stop Seymour.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
So we could do it.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Death. The human mind is a mystery. Justice is the cure. Yeah. He is fully responsible. These two are very similar. I do think justice is the cure, but what's that gonna do? Like, we've already tried to go down the justice route, and it's negatively affected Whitechapel. He needs to be brought to justice.
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, Somewhere my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Okay, well, looks like we didn't get locked out of anything from that. Okay.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the Sad Saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
Yeah, the place where you volunteer.
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Okay. Let's loot her
Remember
place.
the last time I had a good
It's
sleep?
locked, all right.
I've been nothing but worry.
Ooh, we forgot to do a medical examination. She's healthy. Right? Let's see if we've unlocked... I don't think we have, but let's see if we've unlocked anything else.
Evening.
Evening, Miss...
So long, Rufus.
And then with her son, the murderer.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
So did we pin the vampire killings on this guy? This is the drunk. He's recovering. And Ichabod is healthy. Right, looks like we need to go in the pub. Talk to Tom. But first, hello.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this guard of something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for for your orders, my sweet queen.
I hope the rumors about Clay are true. Otherwise...
So these are the wet boot boys.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect
His
payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox.
There we go.
So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not at all interested, or you're quite a blunt woman.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I actually kind of am interested to be her little walking doctor, but my only option here is to say I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Ruth Digsby.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Jessica says, I would love to be a mod here. I practically live on this page. Ask and you shall receive. Welcome new moderator Jessica. Thank you so much for being a recurring and loyal member here on the program. Milo says, fancy buying something. Yeah, I think I'll probably ask Edwina here if she has anything in stock in a bit.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
New investigation, ghoul diggers. Oh, we're just getting everything.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
The Wet Boot Boys. It's so not intimidating.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Bullets, shells, nothing particularly interesting. She's healthy. What about Mr. Booth? Where did he go? Oh no, we lost Mr. Booth.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
Mr. Booth. Where'd you run off to, Mr. Booth? That's a hideout. I have not discovered that yet, so let's discover it. I'm not going to rest just yet, but I can make more treatments. I'm out of fatigue. Let's craft one of these. I should probably have... That's 15. I can do a lot of these. I should probably carry 2 of these. 2 of these. Eight. Ooh, 8 and 15. Those are expensive. So let's just stick with that for now. Hey.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Charming guy.
Some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Are you that heartless? You are wrong. Someone will kill you.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
She's a married woman. Can you calm down there, Booth Digsby? Her husband is still alive.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Now we unlocked a new dialogue option with Edwina.
The epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Good evening, Mr.
Hello again, Doc.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Oh, okay. I sense a soft heart. I'm not that easily shocked. I think you manipulated him. Wolf Dragon Tamer with a tip. For all the bombshells from Booth Digsby, well, he does have a foul mouth. Do we want to be cynical and think that she manipulated him? Maybe. I kind of have a sense that she's got a soft heart.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
Doggone it! Ah, man. I should have chosen the manipulation option. Should have known.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
So we would have been able to tell Booth that he was being used by her. Alright, I need to go into the pub. Let's just do that. So that's the gate we would have come through, which would have led directly here. But it seems to be locked now. What's down here? Nothing. Alright, into the pub. Replicator Fifth says you misread that hard, Ox. I know. Maybe part of me was hoping there was some bit of generous-hearted romance in the East End, but no. I was wrong. Turquoise Turtle. Oh wait, we forgot to check out the health of Mr. Booth.
Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
He's healthy. She's healthy. He's recovering. He's healthy. Tom is healthy.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
But everyone in the Wet Boot Boys seem to not really know about him or what he does. And yet he made peace with the gangs?
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Jessica says, thanks to your videos, I made sure not to mesmerize Nurse Crane. That's right. I'm providing a public service. Don't make the mistakes Oxhorn does.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well.
But okay.
Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Because that's what a good doctor does. He provides gin to the local watering hole. I'm not mad. I mean, yeah, I can help.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Jay Cuesta says, please play Witcher eventually. You guys really want me to play Witcher. I may have to at this point. Though part of me is thinking of doing Deus Ex first. Because you both, I mean, those are the two games you guys are always talking about. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, what does a wolf put on top of his home? A roof.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
We've just unlocked 2 very important hints.
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Got it.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Did we unlock anything with Sabrina?
I should have offered a drink to the boy.
You still working at it?
Be he cursed or not, he's just another.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Okay.
Are they stupid?
So how many people have we found here? All but 3. Enid Gillingham? Have we not met her? We met Stella. We read about Enid, but we haven't met her yet. So 5, really. 5 people that we have yet to meet. And we're making great progress, though. 1 sick person here in Whitechapel. We haven't met anyone here yet. And then 1 potentially sick person left here at the docks.
I've never even been to India.
And we have quite a few side quests. Let's see which one to track. Goodness, we've collected a lot. There's locate the site of the bombing. And it's not marked for us. Get the stash. Get the bottles from the stash. And that's marked for us right there. Great. Take some posters from the pile. Oh. Was there a pile of posters? Oh. That's the pile. Okay. Come up with the gravediggers. That's not marked for. Oh, that's way down here in Southwark. Well, then what about this guy? Also down here in Southwark. So, finally, we've got another body murdered. Choose what to do with Jack Gillingham's watch. Bring it back to a relative or sell it to someone else. Well, before we decide, we should probably meet both of the people involved, which we haven't met any of them yet. Either of them. And they're both over here. That's why. Okay, so for the first one, let's do Tom Watts, I believe, which was right there. Western Docks. Doggone it, that's the warehouse I need to get the bottles from. Shoot. Okay. Oh, okay.
Leech spotted! Watch out! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
I'll let them take care of each other. Oh, I didn't fancy fighting all of them, so we let the werewolf guy take care of the pre-win, and we took care of the werewolf guy. But he was level 22. Gosh, I need to level up my character. Why am I doing this to myself? Douglas Delegard says, I believe Enid was the locked door by Rufus, if I remember correctly. Well, we went into the locked door, and that wasn't Enid. That was Stella. It was Stella, the mother of Seymour. So Enid and this guy are over here. And so I'll find them in a bit. All right, let's see. Anything else down here we missed? This was just another way to go around. All right, let's go get those bottles of booze. Anything for the pub. Got to keep the people hydrated. That goes back outside. Let's see if we can find these bottles. There we go.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Newspaper article. Youth arrested for attempted murder. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder in the renowned restaurant, the Silver Bell on Percival Street. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed the policeman who answered our questions. It's likely that Watts will need the full force of His Majesty's courts for this transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at least. Oh, I think we just uncovered something about our bartender here. Hey. All right, how do we hop down? Oh, yeah. Staircase. Gosh, I keep putting these markers, custom markers, all over the map. Now, we can return the quest to Tom. But let's go down to our quest marker. It seems to be very close. And this is the wrong way, though. Where does that go? That goes in a completely different direction. Okay, I'll explore that later.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Vampire then? I can't say, but whatever did this carefully avoided the Oxhorns. We've found ourselves a bloody art.
Seems like the god of Pre-Win is on Hampton's
Holy cow! Flamethrower's bad! See if I can do this without having to level up first. Gin first, Ox. Really? Let me try one more time.
Vampire then? I can't say, but whatever did this carefully. Leech spotted! Watch out! Get back in the grave! Burn it, boys! Die, vermin! All of your bloody leeches need killing.
He keeps summoning more. I've got to focus on him because he keeps summoning more. Ugh. I almost had him. I had him less than half. I'm going to try one more time. And then we'll go return the bottles and...
Another... It's a leech! Kill it! Die, beast! Back in the crate! Put an end to you! I hate leeches! Burn it, boys! Die, leech! Kill it all you deserve! Die, let's go! Crush the leech, boys! Die, leech! Kill it all you deserve! Burn it, boys! I'll send you to hell! Die, Fergie!
So close. All right, let's go turn in those bottles to get that done, and then I might have to level up because this is just getting too. He's leveled what, 22, and I'm only level 13. Nearly a 10 level difference between us. All right. Josh Z with the tip. Thank you, Josh. Wait, I'm at the wrong spot. He's 16, is that what it is? He's only 16?
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Milo says, remember to save up 1,000 experience for this quest. You'll thank me later. Okay.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Not a pacifist.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time. A proud, wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You empathized with him. Did you realize how sad you were? You were scared to kill. I don't know if he was scared. Empathized?
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Now, did that unlock any dialogue with
Times
the
like
Wet
these,
Boys?
a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as the sun.
Running completely amok.
Good evening, Mr.
Hello again.
No. No.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
You again.
No.
Goodbye.
He used to be a former wet boot boy, but it didn't seem, no one seems to know of him. Okay. Now, let's level up. Let's reset. As much as I have liked Blood Spear, I think I like Claw better. So, aggressive. Let's do Shadow Mist, which I really like. Why can't I do that? First, Autophagy. Let's do Autophagy 1 and 2. Oh, that's locked. Okay. Shadow Mist. And then Claws. I am not using any of these tactical. As for... Okay, I've got 6,000 left. Choose an ultimate. Abyss or Blood Cauldron. Let's try Abyss. Now, I haven't put anything into my defensive. Blood Barrier or Coagulation. Save 1,000? Yes, everyone is telling me to save 1,000. Thank you. I will save 1,000. I've got 5,000 left. Okay. Now let's see. 2,000. I use this a lot. $600. All right, maybe that's it. I didn't put any into this. I probably should. All right, I saved 1,000. Cool. Health going up. Your actions have impacted the borough's economy. All right. Yeah. But these two are still sick. It mostly went up. She still has a cold, and he still has a cold. All right. It has improved. She now has a cold. And he still has a migraine. That's because I haven't met him yet. But it's improving. So I need 1 cold, 1 migraine, 2 cold, 3 cold, and an unknown. 3 cold and a migraine. Level 15. now. That's better. Let's see if we can get enough cold remedies. Cold. 3 cold and a migraine. We are well stocked to cure the sick. Now, can we... Here, do I have the right weapon equipped? I have the Barker thing equipped. Oh, that's one thing. I haven't been updating my weapons. Let's upgrade my weapons here. I do like the Barker and my sword. Let's upgrade the Barker. First, let's upgrade my sword. I use my sword more than anything. Good handle part. I don't have any good handle parts. Increases damage or decreases reloading time. Let's do damage. And I need a good trigger part. I'll probably have to find them on merchants. There is a merchant just outside, and I've got plenty of money. Let's see if she has any good handle or trigger parts for sale.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again.
Can I see...
As long as you...
Common. Spring. Oh. That's common. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, bronze! Thankfully I'm not getting bronze medals here. Okay, well I upgraded my weapons as high as they can go without the requisite parts. Who's this guy? Archer? Do I remember Archer?
We don't need no wars to worry us.
Oh, this is the guy I saved.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
Please excuse my assertiveness. All he did was tell me his name. I guess it was the manner in which he told his name. I am Archer Woodbeam.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families.
He's a wet boot.
Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
So the sewer dog's real?
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
Things will get better in the future. These are difficult times. Old people always complain. These are difficult times.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby. Just chewing on a living rat's insides.
I'm not a stranger to that.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
We were vicious and cruel, but united. You sound like a union member. Yeah.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy.
I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
We need to find this boy.
I'm looking for a man named Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
The sad saint. Even when he was young, his faith and dedication were inspiring. A beacon even, if I may say so.
Interesting. But have you spoken to him recently?
I spoke with him about my missing son a few days ago. I've not seen him since he was attacked by some drunkard and left the vicinity.
Oh, so he was looking for his son.
Goodbye, sir.
Josh Hale says, "Hey Ox, take my money and buy The Witcher 3. Well, it seems to be a crowd favorite. Melina Richard says, Archer Woodbead reminds me of Reggie Cray. Reggie Cray. Should I know that name? Should I know a Reggie Cray? Milo says, you'll meet many different monsters that could be a sewer dog. Everyone has their own depiction of it. Who's the real sewer dog? Oh, well, we finished that side quest. I guess we should track a new one. The bombing, that's south. Posters, that's south. Gravediggers, that was... Oh, that's also south. That's close by. Oh, I need to allocate my abilities. Autophagy, Shadow Mist, Blood Barrier, and Claw. Interesting. I'm eager to see what this is going to be like. Okay.
Big spotted! Watch out, boys! it's fast!
Wow! That was powerful. When I upgraded that ability, holy cow. Well, now I'm completely shot on blood. Doggone it, I need some rats. Were there any rats in the warehouse? No, I'm just about to go into a battle, and I get bamboozled by these guys, and I don't have any blood. Do I even try? Melina says, Reggie and Ronnie K, a.k.a. the K brothers, ruled the east end of London in the 50s and 60s. There were gangland gangster leaders. I see. I saved my ultimate.
Get them weapons ready! We found one! Take a breath of this! Grenade!
Jeez. Man. Don't forget to use your serums to save your blood, says Jessica. That's right. I keep forgetting my serums. TNG.
Another disgust. Stupid beast! That's not smart! Burn it, boys! Die, vermin! You leech! Crush the leech, boy! Stop it, leech! You'll enjoy your die, vermin! Vermin! Let's pin it down! Want some of this? I'll send you to hell! Crush the leech, boys! Bloody monster! Die, vermin! I hate leeching! Want some of that? Burn it, boys! Let's die, vermin!
Got it.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Oh, I don't even know how I got through that. I wasn't even looking at the screen half of the time. I was looking at my fingers, trying to make sure I was hitting the right buttons and hoping for the best. Serum, says Melina Richards. I think I went through a couple of serums there. I got through. No Name says, well, I am super late to the party. You are, but you know what? We're still here, and we're very glad that you're here. Thank you, No Name. Oh, look at all these guys. And of course they don't drop loot because they were summoned. Find Sean Hampton in the East End Docks. So that didn't actually advance much. I can just move on to the next portion. God, I hope I don't have to do that all over again. I think I got a good handle part from that, though, so I can upgrade my weapons. Oh. Okay, so I need to go up through here and up through there. Well, now these guys are next on my list. They're going to be closest. Is there an upper level up here? Could I have used that to my advantage? Nope. So, all right, we go out. Jessica says, oh my God, you got through it. Yeah. So, I don't know. My new ultimate ability, it stops a guy, immobilizes him, does damage, and then I can just pummel him with attacks. That did a lot of damage against the boss. I got him to like half health at the very beginning of the battle. But it only focuses on one of them. My rage one focused on all nearby enemies. But upgrading my shadow attack will kill these level 13 and 14 guys in one hit. So maybe that's a good trade-off. Alt Grendel with a sticker and a tip. Thank you, Alt Grendel. Okay, so there's more Guard of Prewin over there, and it looks like there's a house over here. Oh, I gotta go that way.
Likes a bit of fun. He's dead.
Too many of them. Hopefully I don't have to fight that big boss again. Good.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
Do I even need to go up there? Maybe I can just avoid that. Let him fight it out.
That's gotta hurt. Want some of that? Hate the leeches! I'll send you to hell! Die, Berlin!
Okay. Effective. Alright, so I need to jump up there. There's so much down here. Golly. I'm bypassing a lot, though. I'm going all the way around instead of up to here where I need to meet these two guys. Okay, but what if there's something down here I need? Let's explore it while we're here. Trying to trick me. Alright, well, no lore down here or anything. Guess I can go up. More guards of Freeman. Grocer. Realize this guy snuck up behind me. Wow, what a labyrinth this is. Okay, that's blocked off. There were docks over there. Look at all those guys down there. Well, I'm gonna find this guy first. Guard of Pre-One note. 27th of October. From Guard of Pre-One Command Post to Dock Patrols. Object Vampire Hunter Fraud. Avoid. Some of our scouts recently spotted the presence of a certain Ichabod Throgmorton near the East End docks. You'll probably see him patrolling the place at night, claiming that he's a specialist of vampire extermination. The man is a fraud. Not even a real con man, for he does not charge anyone for the work, but he clearly has no clue what he's talking about. If he ever approaches you for some joined hunt or collaboration, refuse and let him go. In a leech fight, the man is nothing more than bait. Oh, come on, poor old Ichabod, but he means well. Megaglow says, for your information, Witcher 3 is rated M. You can skip the sex scenes, but there are nude NPCs. Just look into it beforehand. Great game, though. Thanks. I'm hoping I can avoid most of that. Okay, I'm really close to the next quest destination, but I skipped a bunch. Let me go talk to these two guys. Saya says, I'ma just mention the no more nudity mod for The Witcher 3. Is there a no nudity mod? If that's the case, maybe I'll take a look at it.
I cannot enter.
Hello. Rats, but I'm all full. What have I found here? That goes back out there. What's downstairs? To the streets below. Sweet. I was close to finding these guys. No Name says, what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite. Nice. Here we go.
They'll all return to the shadows once the epidemic has passed.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
What's he doing
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
You've never faced, let alone killed, a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
Stop fooling yourself, you're a lunatic. I like Ichabod. You've got courage.
You have courage, Mr. Throgmorton. Perhaps that is all one requires to face the demons.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You'll see. One day I'll find and kill one of these monstrosities with my own 2 hands.
Oh, and I failed at a hint. No. I got it. Wrong answer. What? I'm getting all these answers wrong.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Hummer. Hey, what have we found here? A makeshift hospital.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
Replicator Fifth says you gave in to his delusion. You're nice, so you make the same mistakes I did the first time. Maybe, but look, if he fancies himself as a vampire hunter, he may have never killed a vampire, but every vampire hunter had to kill his first vampire. Was he a vampire hunter before he hunted and killed a vampire? No, he was a vampire hunter when he was on his first hunt to kill a vampire. So you know what? I'm going to admire Ichabod's courage and wish him the best and hope he becomes the best doggone vampire hunter he can possibly be. Except if he tries to hunt me.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
I fight poverty. You really have no idea who I am. You are right.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
She didn't like that. She's okay.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Goodness gracious. Charming individual.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he is not always sad.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No, I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
So this is the nice one, and she's healthy.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
This Seymour worries me.
I somehow seem to have completely missed the two people I was trying to get to and went straight towards the quest objective. Oh well, let's try and find Sean since we're here. Bullets. Your shells. Handwritten prayer. Dear Lord, this is my prayer for my beloved mother, Gertrude Paxton, who now awaits her daughters in heaven. Until that day, I thank you for allowing me to wake up and go through each new day in honest poverty and modesty. Please protect the good Mr. Hampton, who let us sleep in this night shelter. I humbly ask you to forgive me for the resentment I feel towards my sister, Giselle, since mother died. Blessed be her soul. Thank you, God, for hearing me. Amen.
I know what... Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Wow. Giselle's the one who comes up and calls us lazy just because we're dressed well and we're a doctor. And yet, she's the one drinking herself to death outside and is responsible.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
See what Giselle has to say for herself.
It's hard enough to come to the docks by myself.
You again? What do you want?
Giselle, I know you sleep at Sean Hampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me and my sister. I am grateful, of course, but he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad, like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God, to give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died, Mother worked so hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The three of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
You should talk with your sister. Lottie didn't need it. You have a bad temper. You should talk.
You should talk to your sister. Whatever happened when your mother died, the truth lies somewhere between your two versions.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
So she lost money because she got drunk? And she's like, oh, it's not my fault.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
New side quest. I gotta find this money.
It's locked, all right.
She lost.
The vampire kills in utter silence.
Is that him? There he is.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Oh! Hey, Sean. We've both changed a lot. How dare you? Is it all that worries you?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Okay.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
Douglas Delegard says she was robbed while drunk. Yeah, but she's also responsible for just going out and being drunk. It was very careless of her, and it's right for her friends to be upset with her for losing the money like that. Though, of course, it's also bad that she got robbed.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life.
So he's drinking
and
wine?
I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
But whose flesh? Wolf says Giselle Paxton must be a female Ebenezer Scrooge. She sure sounds like it.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
Really?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
I'm impressed, I'm intrigued, I'm doubtful. I am intrigued.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I surrender myself to your judgment.
Ooh, explore the sewers to discover Sean Hampton's secret. Alright, I mean, he doesn't strike me as someone who's using faith to mask his evil, as some do. He strikes me... Ooh, folded paper. Whoops. Folded paper. Where's that? Doggone it. I lost it. Oh, folded paper. There. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, God, for what I'm about to confess. Sometimes I wish I never saved Dyson Delaney from drowning when he fell in the canal. There, I said it. Please forgive me, Lord, for I'm just a sinner. Dyson may be the most frustrating case I've ever had to deal with since I opened my night shelter in the East End. For years, I have tried to understand why this man regularly makes me so irritated, and I think I recently found why. Dyson has stopped fighting for good and forever. I've met so many heavy drinkers in my life, men and women, rich and poor, young and old. I've witnessed their fight with their demons, their past, their guilt, and their failures. Sometimes they can put a name on this inner evil of theirs. Sometimes they have never been able to identify the real cause of their despair. But in most cases, for these men and women, to drink is a way to keep fighting. Of course, it is a useless and destructive form of struggle, but at least this self-destruction means that something makes them suffer, and they still fight against this pain they feel so deep inside. That's a really convoluted way to excuse drunkardness. Even a severe alcoholic like William Bishop keeps struggling with his addiction and asking for salvation, for the light of Christ. And as long as they wish to see this light, there is a place for hope. Dyson Delaney has no hope left. He does not drink to smother his pain. No, I'm now convinced he conscientiously drinks for the sadist joy of smothering all hope. I really don't know what is a worse sin, to deliberately cast away hope from your heart or completely bask in self-destruction. Welcome, new member, Sir Sitsalot. Well, I think we just unlocked a clue. So we can go talk to Dyson. Well, we found Sean. Now we need to go to the sewers. And we've got those two other people. Did we talk to her? That's Lottie, right?
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Old newspaper. The bomb exploded just after dawn in front of the Dawson & Dawson Munitions Factory, the largest employer in the district. The detonation smashed the windows of all the factories in northern Southwark. Am I pronouncing it right? Southwark? It's a miracle only 2 people died in the attack, confirmed Chief Superintendent Alexander Brighton. This must be the bomb that what's-his-name was telling us
Your
about.
Your kind's not welcome here, sir.
Okay. I think we need to go down to the sewer, but first let's go up. See what's up here. Probably not much. Money! Hey! What's all this then? This is Sean's office, maybe? Lots of newspaper clippings, but I can't read any of these documents. And we didn't get any documents in the containers. Okay. Well, looks like we need to go down to the sewer. What will we find there? Oh. Burnt letter. Oh. Miss Paxton, I recently heard that redacted Hampton shelter for months sent redacted money or support of any kind redacted without a positive answer from you. I may be redacted. My boys always get what they redacted, accepted for no for an answer. Redacted keep on refusing to answer me, and redacted wet boot boys come redacted you in just this time. Wow, that was in a garbage can. Let's see.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Tell me about the gang's threat.
Lottie, tell me about the Wet Boot Boys. I know they've threatened you.
Edwina Cox wanted me to provide her with information about Mr. Hampton's resources. I refused.
Is that not dangerous?
Fuck them and their lies. They claim they protect the interests of the neighborhood, but they are just greedy parasites like all the rest.
She did the right thing.
I respect your courage, Miss Paxton. and I hope life will never wear you down.
Dr. Reed, you know how to make a girl blush. I am glad you came to the docks, whatever your real reasons are.
So the Wet Boot Boys were threatening her?
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
To get information on what Sean was keeping here. They seemed to pretend like they didn't know that Sean was even here, or to have any knowledge of what he was doing here. Yet that clearly was a lie. Does that mean we've unlocked more dialogue with the Wet Boot Boys?
It's locked, all right.
Down we go. Wait a minute, this isn't the sewer that I thought it was. Milos with a tip for the F-bombs, he says. Thank you, Milos. Oh, it's way over there. Oh, back where I came from. Okay, well, let's see if we can make way over here to talk to these guys. Wait, how much time do I have? I've got... Really? I feel like I've hardly been playing at all. I've only got like 30 minutes left. How has the stream gone by so quickly? Golly. All right, what do we do? We can't do both, probably. Well, we're really close to these guys. Let's go talk to them.
I can't protect the whole city.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
That was cruel. Why did he say that?
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale.
It's an offensive statement.
I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
Good point. Josh Bunton says time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, you're right. Miwi says time flies when you're having fun and have an amazing beard and beautiful voice. Oh,
what
you
can you
flatter
tell me about
Miwi.
the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack. Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. I heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
I mean, I respect the kid's ambition. Don't know why our character here is trying to squash it.
Goodbye.
Choose what to do with Jack's watch. Bring it to a relative or sell it to someone else. We bring it to a relative. I'm not going to sell it to him. It's the mother's son.
Good evening,
right?
miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication. Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
Milo says everyone needs a MeWe in their life. Indeed, we do. We need kind, sweet words.
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Nuno says, how do you make time fly? You throw the clock out the window. That wasn't even me laughing. That was him. He was sarcastically laughing at his own joke. It was great. Sorry, lady. I'm going to loot your stuff first. Those are my shillings. Now. I mean, I know that makes me a thief, but ooh, what's this? Unfinished letter. Rodney, I just heard what happened tonight. I ran to your house, but you were already gone. So now I'm writing this note. Is it true you killed him? I can't believe it. Why? What happened? I really need to talk to you now. Please, find a way to contact me when you receive this message. Since I know you can be very cautious, and to prove to you this is not a trap, let's use a code when we meet. I'll whistle my name, Jack, in Morse code, and you'll whistle yours, okay? This way, you'll know it's really me. For now, it's a good thing you're hiding. The Wet Boot Boys are all over the neighborhood claiming they will punish the man who murdered one of them. I'm sure we could make an arrangement to settle things once the heat dies down. Ooh. Talk to the man hiding in the sewers. I'm glad we came here first, because we're going to the sewers. Oh, thanks for your money and donation, old senile lady. I'm sure you won't notice. I feel awful looting this lady's house. Of course, I'm not stopping.
It's locked.
Flashy Jack says, Oxhorn, I love your videos and would love a shout out. Thank you, Flashy Jack. Shout out to Flashy Jack.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Jeez. No Name says, wow, you're stealing from a nice old lady. I know, I feel just awful in my soul right here.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh no, I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Gosh, she's just... headache.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
Do we show this woman his watch so that she knows he's dead?
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all?
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Oh, what do we do? I mean, do we tell her the truth? We gotta tell her the truth. We can't tell her a lie. Jack will come back, so she sits here waiting for him in hope. Jack takes good care of you. She thinks that the kid outside is Jack. I mean, she's senile. She's losing her mind. If we tell her the truth, will it crush her? She deserves to know the truth. Oh, and it's a point of no return. I gotta do it.
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippett.
Oh, okay.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. Promise me you'll not lose it.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett's? Please, for your charity.
50 shillings. All right, well, she may not understand what just happened. That not only did we tell her her son was dead, but we gave her proof that he's dead. But at least I feel better having told her the truth.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
Let's see what he has to trade.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Brisk blood sample. A small dose of brisk blood that can be used to create stamina serums for vampires. I should probably get it, huh? Vampire factions and skulls. A page probably stolen from some sort of manual or guide. Music box. A small wooden music box containing a folded letter. Common. Aluminum, grease, screw, glass. Wow, he had some good stuff. My dear Jack, I write this letter as long as I have strength and the will. Not that I have something to hide or to fear, except perhaps to forget what I want to tell you. I always knew you would become someone important, someone good and nice. I knew it since you were a child, when you preferred to read books rather than going to play outside. I knew it when you helped me carry groceries before you went to school and clean the house after you came back. I'm proud of you, my son. Not only because I am your mother, but also because you deal so well with everything around you. I'm sorry I have recently become such a burden to you. Never forget that I love you. I hope you never forget you love me. Enid. Oh my God. Where was the other note? It was in here, wasn't it? Which one was new? This one? Vampires are real. No. This one? No. Well, we can talk with the widow again.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Peter D says, regarding sponsors, are you serious? Aren't cigar, scotch, bowler hat, suspenders, or beard product manufacturers reaching out to you? Strangely enough, I had beard product manufacturers reach out to me back when I was running a beard blog. This was years ago, and they would advertise on my beard blog, but I stopped doing that, and they haven't reached out to me. But yeah, cigar, scotch, bowler hat companies? No. Suspender manufacturers? Nope. Silence.
So, Dr. Tippett's, what brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
I was just here. Amanda says it was vampire factions and skulls. Okay, I'll check that out in just a second.
Tell me, Enid, why do you feel guilty about your son?
I know I'm a burden to my Jack. I know my mind and my thoughts are drifting away. I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
This is not your doing, Miss Gillingham. You do not have to apologize for your condition.
Of course I don't, Doctor. I've done nothing wrong, I swear it. What exactly are we talking about here?
The poor old lady. No Name says you feel better after stealing from her.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
And maybe I'll just steal more. Okay, vampires and skulls. Was that the one? Okay, Vampire and the Guard will never have a common interest. Never. Not as long as I live. Not after I die and pass the torch to another leader. I know some of us have witnessed a strange and huge vampire hunting down skulls, just like we do. He is well dressed and seems to speak eloquently. Oh, this is the fellow we met earlier. But don't be fooled. If this unknown leech and his friends seem to hate skulls as much as we do, some others offer them safe haven in exchange for obedience. Scouts in the north have reported that strange ceremonies occur in the secluded forests of Scotland. Ceremonies of blood and human sacrifice to old pagan gods. They may be adversaries to the London vampires, but none of these leech factions could be our allies. All vampires must be destroyed, and no alliance will be made between them and us. From The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the Guard of Priwen. That's right, I don't recall reading that one. So there we go. Okay, I've got like 10 minutes left. What side quests do we still have to do here? We finished many of them. We've got the bombing, that's south. The man hiding in the sewers, that's what we're on now. Come up with the gravediggers. Let's track this one. I believe that's going to send us to the same spot. Right? Hide and seek. Sewers. Let's get to the sewers at least.
They've got bigger problems elsewhere.
Oh, hello. Headache! We forgot to cure her headache. My bad. How's he doing? He's fine.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course. So,
Do you require...
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
And she's recovering. Good. Oh, that just leads me to a safe house. Pardon me. All right, I need to go south and then right. Let's get to the sewer entrance, and then I can end the broadcast. Wait, have I even discovered this safe house yet? No, I hadn't even discovered it. Okay, well now I've got it on my map marked. Oh, great. Wasting all that ammunition. They didn't even drop much. Find the sewer entrance. Is this it? That's it. Okay, talk to the man hiding in the sewers. Explore the sewers. So both of these quests take place in the same spot. Okay, if I log out here, I'm going to have to clear this place all over again. So I'm going to have to end it here. I've only got a few minutes left anyway. Yeah, 6 minutes left anyway. So this is a good spot to end. Well, this live stream went by really quickly. It just flew by. Now that I'm really getting a hang of this game and I'm having a really good time with it. So we'll pick up right here. Same Ox time, same Ox channel for day 6, part 6 of Vampyr. We're getting through the game. We're healing everybody and we're making progress. So I hope you've been enjoying it. We've got Scotch and Smoke Rings on Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Thursday evening. And I don't know what game we'll be playing at that time. I still have to figure that out. And no, we're playing Observation. It's Friday that I have to replace it with. Deus Ex or Witcher 3, something like that. Probably Deus Ex. That's what I'm leaning towards. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know which one I need to start with. That's the problem. But anyway, I'll figure it out before we get there. In the meantime, I'm going to get to work on my lore videos for the weekend. We're going to continue with the story of Sophia. We're about halfway through. We've got a lot more to get through. We're going to get through her story, then we're going to do a couple of events and then tackle the primary story to Wastelanders. That's the plan. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I'll see you all again very soon with more live videos and more live streams and more lore videos. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.